All right, are you ready to learn? Well, first, I want to teach you a skill that you can use all week long that will help you bring your very best to your learning. As a matter of fact, you'll be able to use this hopefully for the rest of your life. It's a skill that I found to be incredibly helpful. And so I want to teach it to you right now. Okay? So if you'll just right now just be listening to my voice and just pay attention, put all of your attention on me as you're listening and absorbing my words. And at the same time, begin to notice the feeling of your belly right here as you breathe. Okay? So you want to keep your concentration on me while at the same time you're also feeling your belly distend or push out as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you can feel your belly fall back down. So just keep listening to me and then just pay attention to your belly, with about maybe 15 or 20% of your attention, and put 80% of your attention on me. And as you do this, you'll notice that you may get in your head a little bit and be, thinking, oh gosh, I got to concentrate on Scott. Or sometimes you'll get very much concentrating on your breathing in your belly. So what you want to do though is just relax and just bring them into balance. About 80% of your attention on me and my voice and my mannerisms and the sound of my voice and the tone, etc. And about 20% of the attention right there on your belly as you breathe in and the belly pushes out. And just before you exhale, you'll notice that nice little pause, and then your belly will pull back in. And this is the kind of thing you can do any time of the day. As a matter of fact, as you're listening to people, it's very easy to do this, is you can just fall into this type of listening where you can put your concentration on the individual and then also have some concentration on the feeling of your breath. And the reason this works is because you have two things that you're concentrating on at the same time. And what that does is it brings you into what we call the present moment. You're not thinking much about the past. Do you notice? Do you notice in your head that you don't really have a lot of thoughts, or, kind of your head clouded with lots of things you're thinking? And you notice that you're not thinking ahead to what you have to do next week or maybe later today. So you're right in the present moment. And this is where great concentration and great possibility exists. Okay, now let me tell you a little bit about what we call split attention. This is the experience I've just given you. My business partner, Roy, got his PhD in transformative learning and change, and the subject of his thesis was split attention. And what he studied was how people can bring their best thinking and their best learning to what they do. So what happens is when you split your attention and you're in the present moment, you're not in the past and you're not in the future, you're right here, right now. And what it does is it simulates the exact experience that the best learners in the world actually feel. And the best learners in the world actually are children between the ages of 0 and 5. And, this is where children, go from babies where they're just sort of a blob all the way up to kids that, run and talk and can maybe speak 4 or 5 languages, and they have fine motor skills and all of the things that they do so well. And all of that learning happens so rapidly over a 5-year period. It's the greatest learning period of one's life. And all of us have had that. The problem is that when you hit 5 years of age, then all of a sudden the prefrontal cortex of the brain begins to get wired up. And what happens is the actual development of the brain causes us to begin thinking about things from the past and then focusing into the future. And so when a child 0 to 5 is doing whatever they do, they're just thinking about what's going on right now. They're in the present moment. But unfortunately, as people get older and over the age of 5 and they go on to adulthood, is they live very little of their time in the present moment and actually spend a lot of time worrying about what happened in the past and having regrets, and then also worrying about the future, thinking about what's yet to come. And so this is an opportunity for you to use the skill of split attention to be in the present moment any time of the day, anytime that you want to heighten your learning and increase your awareness of what's going on. So before I sign off here, what I'd like to do is have you go into split attention once again. Did you notice that you slipped out of it? You see? And the reason for that is because you can't do split attention more than 15, maybe 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds when you get really good at it. And you remember the way you do it is by concentrating on my voice or whatever you're doing, and then feeling the sense of your belly rising and falling as you breathe. And keep those two things in focus, 80% on what you're doing and about 20% on the feeling of your breath. Go ahead and do that right now while I'm talking to you. And you'll notice instantly a sense of calm. You might even feel your tension in your shoulders just sort of drop. You might find yourself just all of a sudden just being very relaxed, but also very attentive. You're doing anything at all, ever, that you just want to bring your best to it, or even relax a little bit if you're tense or upset about something, is go ahead and split your attention just for a few seconds, and instantaneously it will return you to a sense of well-being, confidence, and calmness.